thoughts on reaching another final here in Indian Wells?
Well, for sure, I'm proud of myself and really excited. I think it was a great match for me today, so I have all positive vibes.
Thank you. You and Marta go back pretty far. How does that affect your mindset coming onto the court with such a familiar opponent?
Well, honestly, I don't think we played in juniors. Oh, we played once. Okay, I didn't even remember. Well, I mostly, she's 1 year younger, so it's not like we've always played the same tournament, but mostly, yeah, we did. But honestly, I mostly know her from, the locker room now rather than before, so I wouldn't say we have, really, strong relationship. It's more like with, any other player, but I know her kind of, struggles at the beginning of with everything. So so for sure, because I was the one also, supporting pretty strongly. We may have, talked a little bit more about that, but today was all about tennis, so it didn't have any impact.
When you congratulations.
You.
When you get to a tournament and you start playing, is there a point in the tournament where you get deep enough where you start thinking about, okay, this is one where I can actually win, or is it really just, are you really able to sort of compartmentalize and go match by match? Or is it, or at some point does the trophy start?
Well, I wouldn't say these thoughts, they don't come up, because they do. But the main question is what are you gonna do with that? If you're gonna really focus on it, or you're gonna really take it step by step and remember that you still have work to do. So I think I'm pretty good at doing this second thing. So I don't like focusing on the results. It's better for me to focus on the process. So even when they are gonna come up, I know what to do.
And is there a certain time when they come up? Fourth round, semis, quarters, or?
There's no. Well, no, it's different. Sometimes they don't come up even until the match point in the final, because you feel like it's still far away. So there's no scheme.
Hi. When analyzing your own game, do you think you could give us like your 2 or 3 greatest attributes in your own game, like your greatest strength, and then what else?
I would say overall the intensity and the discipline, and my topspin.
And your intensity and your discipline, has that increased even more as you in your career? Could you talk about that, please?
Well, for sure, I needed to learn how to balance this intensity to, I remember, when I was younger, on one point, I was more of a defense player, and when I started working with Thomas, he taught me, how to be more aggressive, but then you need to balance it. So, what was the question?
Well, how your intensity and discipline have been increased and become better as you've become older.
So I think I just had to learn how to use that, and the discipline came when Daria came on the team, and she taught me how to, be more focused and focus on the proper things, because I remember my mind would go away, and went different way when I was younger, and I didn't have skills yet to be that disciplined.
I apologize if you've been asked about this already, but this slight technical adjustment you made to your serve, I'm just curious how that came about and how you feel it's helping you on the court.
Well, I don't feel like the process has been done yet, honestly, because it's not easy to change your technique, but we're trying to make the movement more smooth and shorter.
Does it feel different? How aware are you of it on court, given the muscle memory with every other shot?
I don't have to think about it. That's why sometimes it's gonna also come closer to the older movement or be a little bit different, but still, muscle memory works long term. So I need to, for sure, between tournaments, still, work on it, and it's pretty normal. But during the match, I don't think about it. I think it would be kind of wrong if I would have to think about it. You want to focus on other things, So yeah.
Do you align the schedule for your off-court things with how you imagine your travel schedule in terms of like saving this Lego for like, okay, I'm going to finish the Vespa before I travel, or I'm going to leave myself a few episodes of Good Wife to keep the routine up through the end of the tournament?
I do a little bit, but sometimes there's no point because you never know how long you're gonna go to in the tournament. I do that, but on the other hand, I try to be flexible and not really plan everything because it just doesn't make sense. You worry too much. So I do that, but I wanna be flexible.
If you could go out to dinner and talk about life and tennis, what tennis player, present or in the past, would you enjoy doing that with?
Steffi Graf.
And what would you like to talk to her about?
Well, her mentality and how she handled, suddenly being the best player out there, and how she felt with it, like personally.
Hi, congratulations. How do you feel about the ball here? I think it's changed to it's the same now. The ball is the same to men's ball here, and recently many players are talking about the, how often the ball changes every single weeks, and it requires players some like a tough adjustment. So, what is your opinion on that?
Well, yeah, for sure. Adjusting to the balls, it's the most important thing, and to the surface is the most important thing in our sport. The one that is going to adapt quicker is going to play better. So, I mean, we always had pan balls here, the ones that we couldn't really get to practice, and I think this is the bigger issue, that we don't get the tournament balls. I mean, I think I got one box, so I don't want to, be mean, but usually, overall, when we look at the calendar, usually the balls that you're going to get, there's going to be a limited amount, and the pros use, for 2-hour practice, I don't know, like 6 cans at least, and you're not going to use these balls again because you need to play with the new ones. So sometimes we struggle with having not enough balls, to do, I don't know, the whole preseason with AO balls, or I think this is the thing that should be changed first because it's pretty easy, I think, to, we can buy it, there's just not enough balls for us to have, so the tournament balls. So not many people are aware that we don't play with the balls that you can see in store. And here it was always pretty tricky. The balls were always much different than in other tournaments. But I got used to them. I'm not sure exactly if we play right now with men's ball, or because Taylor Fritz at the beginning of the tournament told me that he thinks that they play with women's. So I'm confused, but I don't care. I like the ball. I would say here it's more about the air and the conditions anyway, so I'm doing fine, and there's no point for me to overanalyze that.
You mentioned before that someone who really thrives in nature and outdoor environments. Is that part of why you feel comfortable and success here? And are there things you've done on your off days here, places you've gone to that you could tell us about that put you in the right frame of mind?
Here, I wouldn't say I'm going somewhere. It's mostly just me being in a house, and there's this one viewing point that you can go to, which is pretty nice in the mountains. But overall, yeah, I feel much better in this kind of environment rather than big cities. I mean, except maybe Paris, because I know it pretty well, and I always stay in places closer to parks and everything. But yeah, for sure it helps, and I implement that in my rest schedule.